exactly 80 million Trump supporters, for our president, and for the agenda to sweep our nation of these migrants. The violent migrant crisis is here. Minnesota is exactly what we want to avoid. It is going to be the next London. Minneapolis is London. Minneapolis is London. Minneapolis is London. The Muslims have taken over. The Muslims have taken over. They're stealing their children's future. They're stealing their children's future.
This is not a white America, motherfucker.
It is white America, baby. This is white boy winter. White boy winter.
Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. Just as I say, we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. You don't change your ways. I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm gone.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Lion roar, na the mountain high. Smoke rise up, touch Jaja sky.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Man Cave. It's a Nora Christine takeover. The ladies are here. The fellas are here. Y'all can say y'all introductions.
It's Mia.
Okay, Billions, what's happening?
I'm Dot.
I'm Skeptics.
It's Rippy Unfiltered.
And today on the Man Cave, it is a very, very sad day for me in this country. I'm sure the other Christians on the line will understand where I'm coming from. John said it best. I don't recognize this country anymore. Before we get to the topic about Don Lemon, we are going to talk about Jake Lang. That first clip that you guys saw was a mashup between Jake Lang's speech that he gave in Minnesota. And it's like a bad joke. A white supremacist walks into a liberal protest and gets saved by a black man, a Muslim, and a tranny. I don't know I don't know how else to call it, but God has a funny way of doing things. Doc, what do you think? Did you hear what happened?
Yeah, I heard what happened, and I seen some of his clips. I would try to stay clear of it because he kind of a goofy. But when you get out here and you have that type of energy, I feel like he got what he was looking for. You know what I mean? And only, you know, it said God only spares babies and fools. You know what I mean? God only protects babies and fools. So he ain't no baby. So I guess we just have to assume that he a fool, because all those same people that he hate and he talk bad about it, he bash. If you go watch all of his content, them the same people here to protect him. Couldn't have been me putting my foundational black life at risk. Come all in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I would have just had to watch him get beat down and made content out of it. That's what he do.
Well, let's play the clip of the man that helped him. You bring it up. He's a black man. I'm going to also play after why he said he helped him.
Hey, go, bro. Go. Just go. Just go. Let him go, y'all. Let him go.
So DeAndre, what do you think about the attack that he was under? People are comparing it to, unfortunately, your friend Charlie Kirk being unalived. Do you think it's comparable, and what do you think?
No, I don't think it's comparable because, well, the reason why, first off, I'm very disappointed that you're wearing that hat representing this evil dictator, fascist person named Donald Trump. But anyway, with that being said, it reminds me of it's a movie called Die Hard with a Vengeance. I know Ken has seen this. I know Doc has seen this. I'm pretty sure me has seen it, and so did you, Nora. I don't know about Skeptic. Hopefully you did. But it's a scene where Samuel Jackson was out there with the sign on that says I hate N-words. And Samuel Jackson had to come save him, because Bruce Willis had a shirt sign that said I hate N-words on there. And people started things like that. But he was doing the same thing the guy was doing in the video. And the reason why I don't go out there, because I used to do Man in the Streets, is because these people are just way too violent, way too extreme. And I want to put my livelihood in jeopardy because I can't hold back. I can't be an Andre Williams out there without doing something that's going to cause some damage. You come at me, like you're gonna get taken out. So I stopped doing the Man in the Street. These people are just they're violent. I mean, they took out Charlie Kirk for just speaking. He wasn't doing anything wrong, and people justify it, and they always bring up something stupid like January 6th. But at the end of the day, we see it with our own eyes. People are not willing to have a conversation.
Well, you bring up a good point about January 6th. So everyone, I want to show you one of Jake Lang's best of moments because he was there during January 6th.
The fuck is he doing?
He's beating up the cops. He was one of the most violent ones. And then,
Really?
and he says that his trial was held up. But I'm here. It's not true. And I'm going to play this other clip. He held up the trial. He did things to delay it. And he grifted and raised millions of dollars and said, well, I'm raising it for the other January 6 people. And from what Enzo told me, who has friends with the ex-January 6 people, he never gave any of them a dime. So, Ken, should we feel sorry for this guy? Was he using his First Amendment right?
Yeah, I feel sorry. I don't know about that, but I will say it's moments like that that make people have a change of heart, though. Like when a person, you have to have a strong belief in something to put yourself out there like that, right? And the people that helped him, something like that can make an individual change their heart. Because for those that are in the Christian faith, didn't Paul have a change of heart, right? Wasn't he a person that did things to people, right? Did he have a change of heart?
No,
right?
Don't say that. Last week you were saying how serial killers can't go to heaven.
No, I'm saying that part too. Two things could be true, but I'm saying this is an opportunity that could potentially the individual could have a change of heart. I mean, these moments like that are televised because it's irony in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird outcome. And there's outcomes like that make that type of individual change their mind about something.
Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna get into who he is. I'm gonna have Mia respond to this next clip. This is them explaining who he is.
For those who did not know, this is Jake Lang. I'm sure you've been seeing this story pushed just about everywhere. What you need to know about Jake Lang is he claims to be that Christian white knight, but really he is an Orthodox Jew disguising himself as a Christian to create conflict between the Muslims and the Christians. Jake Lang has kissed the wall. Here is a video of Jake Lang on the other side of things. Brags about his sister being in the IDF. When the devil wants to deceive us, he first deceives himself.
So, Mia, this is what a lot of people are claiming. They're saying that he's paid to incite violence. I don't really care that he's Jewish or not Jewish, but it is important to note that because he says he's doing this for Christian reasons. What do you think about him? I know. Do you think that this was going against his First Amendment rights, and why?
I mean, everybody's got the right to say whatever they want, constitutionally speaking. However, that doesn't shield you from repercussions and reactions from what you say. I mean, you can get thrown in jail, you can get your ass beat. I mean, say what you want at your discretion. I mean, he said what he said, and and everybody else's reaction was "fuck you, I'm gonna beat your ass." I mean, I can't help that. I'm glad we live in a country where he can be a Nazi, because that means he can say whatever he wants to say. But I mean, don't be in the kitchen if you can't cook. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Don't be a Nazi if you can't knuckle up. Like, that's common sense. Like, don't get in a boxing ring if you can't box. I mean, maybe he'll change his tune. Clearly, he's not a good Nazi, or maybe he'll go with Jake Paul or Logan Paul, and he'll do some boxing with them. I don't know. Maybe they can hang out. He can get their trainer's name so he can learn how to box just like them.
Maybe he was mad he didn't get to go be in sunny Miami with his other crew. We'll talk about that Wednesday night. Too much to say tonight. All right, Skeptic, this one is for you. This is the black man explaining why he helped him, and we'll talk about it.
I just can't, right? Divine entity. Now, at the end of the day, my job.
Way to be fucking brave and try to fucking do something.
Yeah, my job, my purpose on earth, and my spirit told me I'm the son of God, right? A lot of people gonna think I'm lying, and I just showed you again.
I got you.
It shows you again that I don't have to lie, but I move off love and unity, and that's how Jesus walked. If y'all Christians, that's how Yahweh walked. If y'all Africans and y'all roots, Yahweh walked just showing love regardless of what somebody did to you. When they crucified him on the cross, he still forgave everybody for their sins, and they damn near killed him. So it's like we can't treat hate with hate. Love overcome hate any day. When one motherfucker starts showing love, everybody show love. But if one person hate, everybody hate. It's a domino effect, just like a domino. That's that. But it was my job and my purpose.
We stole his watch.
Hey, let me see the watch. Hey, let me see the watch. Hey, watch this.
Stole his watch.
Hey, come here. Hey, someone come here, Melo. Hey, check it out. You, come here. Yeah, you, yeah. Yeah, so look, keep that on. At the end of the day, this what he came. I don't know what this shit is. A fake ass, what they call these watches? Out of my protect. The world is fake. You hear me? All this shit is fake. Stop paying y'all money for this shit. You feel me? But that's the end of that, man. At the end of the day, just show love to anybody. No matter what they done to you, just show love. You're gonna get blessings.
Hey, I don't even know you. I don't even know about this. I just put
That's how deep it's gonna get. I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm very deep, right? So we go back all the way down to slavery, right? My last name is Blackwell, and Blackwell was the first slave owner to ever own a slave. He was white. Now I'm gonna go back to this to show you. He's my brother. He's my brother. You know what I mean? Regardless of the color. He's my brother. Through slavery. His people fucked my people. Babies. It's a generational thing, bro. We're family at the end of the day.
So, Skeptic, what do you think about that? Are we family? Should he have saved him? What do you think?
Well, I do want to say there's this quote that said, "Try Jesus, don't try me," because I throw hands. And I think that Jake Lang, whatever his name is, I think that he didn't understand that people are fed up. Like, people are fed up. And if you want to come in and instigate it, then be able to take it whenever they take out their frustration on you. Like he was out there doing Yahtzee salutes and like literally saying things that he knows the majority of those people don't agree with him. So like be a man, don't cry and tuck your tail and then go run into some stranger's car. No, that's the time to be tough. If you really stand on what you stand on, you should have stood on it. And it seemed like you were backing up and all your friends left you there by yourself. So some of the messaging there got lost in translation. So I think that that's interesting that people can be tough online. They can say that they stand for certain things, but like in real life, when it comes to it, they really are not that tough. They really are, cowards. So I don't know. I am type of person that will forgive, but I don't think that like any community is a monolith. I wouldn't speak for my community. I wouldn't tell immigrants that you have to forgive ICE because people have lost their life and loved ones because of deportations. So I think every person is a world, right? As long as my thought process, I think we have to vote these people out. And I think that if anything, I look at America for who she really is. The fact that America still thinks that immigrants came in here to invade a country, but then they invaded Venezuela. The fact that America believes that women of color are DEI hires because they voted in a way that told us this is what America believes. Like, I take America for who she truly is. And I think that in order for us to make actual change, we have to vote in people that look like us, or this is going to be my daughter's future also.
Woo! You said a whole lot, Skeptic.
I only be confused about one thing, right? When we be seeing these, like,
what do you think about what he said? As somebody that's FBA, what do you think as somebody that came from a descendant of slaves? Do you agree with what he said?
So, like, him saying that really wouldn't have made me beat him up. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have. I think people get what they asking for. So am I gonna put my life? I got kids. I'm not gonna put my life in danger for somebody who went out here and knowingly is attracting this type of energy. You know what I'm saying? He's getting this because this is what he wants from the universe. But I'd be so confused when we see these small, timid, conservative dudes get beat up, because I be thinking the conservative party is the party of keeping that fire. Like, they Second Amendment friendly.
They are, but the real conservative. Well, let me tell you something.
I be waiting on them to blow pistols.
Wouldn't have went there. The real conservatives wouldn't have went there. They would have minded their business. And I think there are a lot of people, just like with the left, with Skeptic. The real Democrats are not the ones tearing shit up. Let's be honest. It's the far left, the extremes that are destroying the country. Am I right, Skeptic? Do you think that there's real Democrats out there tearing shit up, or are they Antifa?
I mean, I feel like there is extremes in every group of thought, right? But I only see Nazis and like the Triple K members in one group of people, and that is the Republicans. Like, it is what it is. Not every racist is a Republican, but more than likely, if he's a racist, he's probably a Republican. And like, that tells me something.
I completely disagree with that. That's such nonsense.
But you didn't really answer the question, though.
I disagree with that too.
The question is,
you ain't looking at the other
Democrats
group.
can be they can be so far left that they can cause distraction. So answer the question. We're not talking about Republicans. We're not even talking about Triple K. The direct question was Democrats. There's a difference between a run-of-the-mill Democrat, a corporate person, run-of-the-mill Democrat, or an alt-left person who thinks throwing a Mazel Tov cocktail at someone is appropriate response because they don't like who somebody else voted for or what they said or whatever. So answer that question. Do you think
I have FBA data that tells me that the radical right tends to have more violent outbursts. I'm giving you the answer. I'm about to give you the answer if you'll let me talk.
He's talking with the fake
if
data.
You let me land
stuff.
my plane, and I will give you my
so
answer.
silly, man.
I have data from the FBI that literally tells you that they have had more violent outbursts in radical right groups, extremist radical right groups, than they have had in the left. So if I go based off of data, then more than likely, if I see an outburst that is violent, I'm going to assume that it's from the radical right.
But that's not the answer to the question. The literal question is, there are two types of Democrats.
We got to start with this data stuff, because what we read don't necessarily mean that it's true.
No,
there's
it
data on
does.
both sides.
Data matters. The facts
Okay.
I
matter.
know, but there's data
That's
on
fine.
both sides from
I mean-
credible sources. We have this side from credible people saying one thing, have this side from credible people. If you only read one thing and not reading everything and actually using logic and seeing what's really going on, and we just read something and they say, oh, science said this. This is what the data says. This is what this says. And we automatically frame it as a fact and everything goes out the window. That's not a legitimate talking point because it's FBI statistics. I said it's a complete opposite of what you said. We have to stop with this repeating data talking points and talk about the facts.
I know, but I wasn't even talking about skeptic. Why did you take it to the right? I'm defending the Democrats right now. I'm saying these are not Democrats we're seeing out there, and you taking it to another thing, which tells me maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Democrats out there.
And you know what's crazy?
No,
though?
because the thing to
that's
say
usually
though,
a conservative move. That's usually a right move. The joint you just
no,
did.
but I'm
the
gonna say
right
this
usually do that.
to say that data doesn't matter or that like we shouldn't care about
it does
the
matter.
studies that we have is honestly like a straw man because it does matter. If I'm seeing, I actually have seen videos of them, and there are ICE agents that are out among the people that are out there burning American flags that are trying to instigate violence. So if I go and I look at
Send
the
me
numbers,
those clips. I want to see. Send
yeah,
me.
I'll send them to you. I have like 3 of them. I have one where they actually walked with the guy that burned the flag and followed him, and he covered his face and started walking off like he's leaving. And they're like, hey, why did you just burn the flag? Who did you come with? Why are you out here? And they have another one where they actually was whooping ass. And the guy were like, hey, he's one of us. Stop hitting him. And then ICE agents pull up and take him in their van. So obviously, like the people that say things, and I always say this, the right always puts out information and they're really deflecting. They're really telling you the way that they think because they're the ones doing these things. They do it in politics. They do it in the laws that they pass. They literally told us we were being invaded by Venezuelans. And then Republicans went to Venezuela and invaded them and took their president. Like they're literally
right.
telling you their mindset.
We gonna switch
I
gears.
just want to say one thing. Data does matter. Statistics does matter. All this stuff matters. Very, very important. But we also have to understand that what exactly are we looking at? There are FBI crime statistics that says the opposite of what I say. There's FBI crime statistics that says the exact same thing. As we cannot be biased in what we're looking at and only look at one side. And also we have to apply logic. I'm saying that be open to all the data and then form your opinion. Don't just look at this and it fits the agenda and go with it. Look at everything is what I'm saying. And I look at everything on every side. Every morning when I wake up, I'm doing a 3-hour deep dive into everything, looking at both sides of the argument, debates. I read the Constitution. I look at the DOJ reports. I look at all these things, not just from the right, but also from the left. And I also watch credible people debating, and I debate people. So that's all I'm saying is that the data could be misconstrued. It could be biased toward the agenda that, you already believe.
So do you have that data that contradicts what I'm saying? Because I'd like to see it.
Grippy,
Okay,
why don't you send it
send
in
it
the
to me?
team chat? Send it in the team chat.
I send it to Nora. And also, we also have eyes.
Yeah. So the other thing,
And I say go through my comments.
yeah, I think the thing that disappointed me the worst is Jake Lang went on Alex Jones last night, and he wasn't thankful. He said that the people that were helping him robbed him. So let me play the Muslim man that helped him.
War with their neighbors, I would not support that. Doesn't mean that I don't love them fundamentally and intrinsically. All of that. I do not want that to happen.
Do you support what Jake was saying?
No, absolutely not. I'm completely against what he's saying.
So why were you?
I'm a Muslim. I don't.
Why were you
Because we have to
protecting
protect each other. We shouldn't get to this point, guys. I got to go and help him out. I have to.
So Ken, what do you think that a Muslim man helped him, his whole thing? I know you were there that night that Andre came. Yeah, you were there that night when Andre came, and they talked about how they went to these protests and blah blah blah. So what do you think?
I think that you got people out there that are convicted by things. You know what I'm saying? So just like somebody said a trans person helped them, there are some people that are convicted by things. The same people that are pulling him and trying to put hands on him, they got beliefs and they're convicted by things too. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I have shit better to do. You know what I mean? Like that is when you look on the class scale, being out there with the mob, that's what the lower class does. You know what I mean? You're part of the science experiment. You know what I mean? The movers and shakers are not about to do that. The people that are controlling the world with pens, they're stroking the pen and then the common man and woman goes out there and does that. Those people need to be talking to each other. If you're going to be around each other, you need to be talking to each other and see where you align in the class strata. How's your money? Yo, what kind of interest rates you getting? Like, y'all need to talk business to each other, right? Because it's two types of America going on: those that have and those that have nots, right? So if the have-nots who are meeting up, there's only one conversation we need to have: how can we get some shit? Other than that, don't even go around each other.
I fucks with you, Ken. I like you, bro.
Ken said he not poor enough to be out there in that cold. I don't blame you, Ken.
But wasn't Martin Luther King out there also protesting though?
Martin Luther King, when?
Whenever they did the march.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
last time I checked, Martin Luther King and all of our ancestors, many of whom are still alive to this day, were not beating up cops. They were not breaking into cars. They were not breaking into banks. They were not committing $3 billion worth of property damage.
Right.
They weren't cussing. They were linking arms. They were chanting. They started ground roots in churches, in schools. These don't ever soil Martin Luther King with what these extremists are doing. That's
I said
disingenuous.
protest. I said protest. It was a protest.
Whatever we're doing. Don't no. That is so far removed.
I agree.
It's so crazy, dude. The crazy disingenuous thing is these people think that they're like MLK, like they're carrying his mantle. This man changed the world without ever having to cuss somebody out. This man congregated over millions of people of all stratospheres together, chanting, singing, religion, doesn't matter. He changed the world without ever having to punch somebody in the face. And that's what people don't understand, is he knew violence begets violence. So if I am violent, the cycle of violence is going to continue at me. Optics matter. The pictures matter when they're flashed internationally of us being sprayed, of us being bitten by dogs, of us being beaten by batons. But here we are, still chanting, still linked, dressed properly and moving forward because we will prevail. And that is the one thing that these modern protesters don't quite understand, is you can change the world without having to be a degenerate. And we've proved that. All of us are here with our civil rights. All of us are here because our ancestors and our living relatives, grandparents, aunts, great aunts, uncles are still alive, did this.
He said an MLK failed in a nonviolent approach. It didn't work. Do you agree with that statement? I don't agree with that.
No, I see it on there.
I left this in the chat.
No, I disagree with that. I definitely, but I have
your own personal things with MLK. I get it. I've heard it all. I know he wasn't perfect, but guess what? You want to know who put that report out on him? Racist ass J. Edgar Hoover. So
exactly. I agree. Like I'm a fan. Like I look up. I think Martin Luther King, what he did was so amazing, and also I give certain people credit. I'm talking about the ones that that was in control of everything, that were writing the speeches, that was pushing the agenda. But what Martin Luther King was able to accomplish, what he was able to do in a non-violent way, I think that's completely fine. Like my hat goes off to him every time. I celebrate Martin Luther King Day. I think he's brilliant. I think it's great what he was able to accomplish with the Civil Rights Act.
But that's also an indicator though too of the love and hip hop era. Like we in everybody bedroom, right? And I think the people at that specific time, they knew what's up. There's a bigger thing going on. We got to accomplish a goal. What people are doing in their bedroom, I've never heard Coretta Scott King ever come out and talk about that. People are more upset and offended than she was. If she wasn't on podiums condemning her husband, writing books about her husband, how you hurt for somebody else? She ain't never say nothing. That was their business at their time. We live in a love and hip hop era where people be concerned with what people doing in their bedroom. As long as it ain't no babies or nothing in there, look, whatever. Political goals ain't got nothing to do with dick and pussy stuff. People have their angles and their shit in the wrong direction.
Right.
Let Coretta be mad at that. You don't even know what their agreement was. You don't know if they had an open relationship. Nobody knows that shit, right? But the point is, keep your mind on the shit that matters. The bedroom stuff won't matter. Love and hip hop politics don't apply when you are trying to move up that class strata because everybody
Thank
played the
you.
game.
That's why I said I'll take my head off to him. I don't mind like all the allegations about infidelity. I never cared about that, never once. My head goes out for the mission that he was able to accomplish, what he was able to do, moving this country forward. When it comes out of race relations, I applaud that. I don't care about Donald Trump sleeping with a porn star either. So I'm not about all that stuff.
By
They
the
do
way,
it on purpose, though. They do it on purpose to ruin his legacy, and they always do it to black men in America. So, like, it makes sense that they come out with this. And yeah, you're right. Why are they so worried about it? Why are they so angry? They have this false rage or false narrative of they're angry at this, when in reality, they're doing it on purpose to ruin his legacy and to try and put a stink on what he's actually done. But look at Bill Clinton. They never talk about him like that. They make him look like more of a man because that's a white man that did that.
Willie
Or
Mandela.
JFK.
Willie Mandela had a dude on the side. Nelson Mandela did 27 years. Willie Mandela had a dude on the side. You know how politically active she was? She kept money on that man books for 27 years. Look, that again, that's why we need to stay out of people's bedroom. You know what I'm saying? It's about the big picture.
Yeah. Well, speaking of protests and church and MLK, we're going to go to the next topic, which is